Good morning, everybody. How are we all today? Good morning, Sarah. Sorry, I'm a bit not feeling too cracky today. Good morning, Dixie. Good morning, Chris. Ronan. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Just feeling a bit under the weather. I think all these late nights and everything's just catching up on top. Feeling a bit unwell, but never mind. Crack on. Good morning, Gillian. Hope you're well. I think I just need a bit of a rest, but there's no rest for the wicked. Good morning, Chloe. Hope you're well. I'm just going to give it a few more moments, let a few more people join. What I'm going to try and do today is I'm going to try and give people a little bit of insight. Obviously, the boss talked recently about the subjects we're going to be covering and have lives revolving around that. So, good morning, Wendy. What I wanted to do this morning is I found an article online. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover some little bits from it. It's five ways how you can explain depression to somebody, to your loved ones or your friends, family, things like that. Good morning, Haley. Hope you're well. So you have to bear with me. I'm not feeling too cracky, so it might take me a little bit of time here. But if you want, stay tuned. Hit that share button, invite all your friends to the live, and then we will cover 5 ways that you could explain depression if that is what you are suffering with. And if you can get through these 5 ways, I can say you will start to feel a little weight off your shoulder when you start talking to somebody. We've had so many people reach out to us that are just like, I can't explain, I can't tell them, I don't know what to say. Well, I'm going to cover 5 ways that you could possibly use, and it may help you. I'm not going to guarantee it's going to help you. Good morning, Sue, hope you're well. But please share this live. We'll get a few more people in, hopefully. Good morning, Dazzy buddy, hope you're well. Take that H out of my name, mister. Good morning, Sheila. So for you just joining us, Dazza, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cover and explain 5 different ways that people can reach out to loved ones, friends, family, about depression and what it is, and that it's not their fault. So here we go. So the article I found online, I've had a read of it, and it does really seem to be what I experienced of when I was depressed and in my really dark days. So, Chris, we will make a start. So the first point that it comes up with is, I'm not complaining, I'm depressed. My daddy's called Andrew, yes, Sheila, he is. He is. Yep, so the first point is, I'm not complaining, I'm depressed. And what it says here is, bear with me, I really don't feel well today. Situational sadness and clinical depressions are different. The first one is usually triggered by external events, such as grief or sorrow. The second one comes from with us and is a result of a change in mood networks in our brain. We've all heard the typical sentence of, how can she be depressed? He's got nothing to be depressed about. He's got everything he could wish for. Unfortunately, clinical depression can affect anyone, sometimes without any triggers, if the person is particularly vulnerable to it. Good morning, Kim. So what is that? In my eyes, is it saying anyone can suffer from depression, no matter who you are, no matter what lifestyle you lead, no matter how much money you've got, how much money you don't have. anyone can suffer from depression. It is not something to be ashamed of. It can be hard to live with. I have people saying to me all the time, well, Chris, anybody in this world can suffer from depression. We've seen celebrities suffer with depression. We've heard of non-celebrities suffer with depression. People with tons and tons of money who've got everything they could ask for. Money's nothing to them. They suffer from depression. People who don't have a lot of money, people who struggle daily basis with bills, etc. They've got depression. So next one, it's come up with, I'm not moody, it's my brain. Right, so that one, yeah, Chrissy, we are here to help you, and these is why I'm doing these lives. I know I'm not the best at explaining things. That's why I've got a laptop in front of me with what to say. But I want to try and get that point across that people, we're here to help you, we're here for you, and it's not something to be ashamed of. It is hard to explain your feelings though, so hopefully this is a little bit of help. So the next one, depression also causes changes in the brain that result in changes in behaviour. People affected can cry for no reason, isolate themselves, and have no energy to do anything at all. You need to make sure your loved ones understand you don't do these things for attention. It is a direct result of the changes the conditions cause in the brain. Some patience and understanding is the best help you can get. You need to express to your family, your loved ones, it is not you. Depression is a chemical imbalance in your brain, and if they need to just be patient with you, have some understanding, and just to be there for you, be there to speak to. And the third point that I think is the biggest one really, is don't judge me, don't feel sorry for me, just listen to me. That is the main one that I feel. And it says here, depression causes something called a negative cognitive bias. Don't know how I said that one right. Sounds like a bit of a mouthful, but it means the brain will ignore anything good that happens and remember a catastrophic version of anything remotely bad that takes place. Little can be done about this apart from relying on someone who will listen without judging. Loved ones can help sometimes reframe events in a more positive light or combat the negative cognitive bias. Big words, I'm struggling. By helping to take note and remember some good things, it's very important to do without being patronising. So, your brain will always remember the bad things and it will ignore the good if you have no one that can speak to you and go through these things with you. As weird as it sounds, bad things can always be turned into good things if you remember the good times. Like a family member passing away is always going to be a negative thought. But if you remember the positives you had with that family member, it's going to come across differently. So point 4, I know I'm loved, I'm clever, sometimes I am. I'm not to blame, I just need to get myself together. Depression gets better with time and treatment, but those affected need a lot of support. It's also good knowing that someone is there even when the person is suffering from depression tries to push them away. Someone who doesn't give up, well, that someone is Go Pink. We are not going to give up. There will be bad days and there will be good days, but knowing that a person is there no matter what can make a recovery quicker. You have Go Pink here for you. That statement there, I'll read it again. There will be bad days and good days, but knowing that a person is there no matter what can make a recovery quicker. You have Go Pink here to help you through the recovery. Things will start to get better. It's going to take time, but you have to be with us as well. You have to want that help, and we are here to give you that. Yep, Sarah, spot on. Go Pink will not go nowhere. Go Pink is only going up, and that is higher. So, and the final point is, keep me busy and engaged. Even if you want to give up, or stay with me if I can't make it. I'm not quite sure on that one, but we'll read a bit further on. There will be times when those affected will just want to dig themselves deeper into their own grief. At those times, they will need someone to help them keep socialising and engage. Ask your friend, partner, relative to understand your reasons to avoid social situations, but still try to pull you into it and be understanding as well if you just can't make it one day. You'll feel less lonely when you realise that someone cares about you and wants to spend quality time together. Don't be embarrassed to open up about your condition. If after making the effort to explain it, someone fails to understand your illness, stay calm and give them time. Some people feel fear or rejection towards topics that are new to them. They might just need some time to come to terms with it. If after that time they still don't understand, remember, the problem is not theirs, not yours. Rephrase that. They still don't understand, remember, the problem is theirs, not yours. So if you have a family member, a friend, a relative, whatever, who doesn't understand and doesn't want to help, then that's their problem, not yours. You've reached out. You've asked for that help. You need that family member or Go Pink. You will never get that from Go Pink. We will never not understand. We will never not try to help you. We'll always help you. But family, friends, some don't understand. They just don't understand at all. And it can be quite hard. So a little bit more on this one. Depression is a very serious and common condition that affects our mood, thoughts and body. It can present itself with deep sadness, excessive guilt, anxiety, or lack of drive to carry out basic self-care. Sometimes it takes away sleep and appetite, and at other times it may make us incapable of socialising and enjoying things that we normally love to do. When we suffer depression, we tend to isolate ourselves from friends, family, work colleagues, school, making it worse for ourselves and feeling our loved ones confused by our condition and their role in helping us. What I can advise, or try to advise, is try not to get to that part of locking yourself away, not wanting to do things, getting out in the fresh air, doing things. If you have anxiety issues about going to big places or being around a lot of people, step it down a little bit. Go somewhere smaller. So let's say, don't try and jump yourself into going to White Rose or Trafford Centre, a big shopping centre that's massively full of people. Take yourself to a small Tesco's in town where there's not a lot of people. Chris, I can advise on that. Go and have a chat with your GP. They'll run the test, they'll speak with you. I live with bipolar. You learn how to control it. It's a massive scary thing when you first told it could be bipolar. Believe me, I've been there. I've been diagnosed with it for nearly 7, 8, 9 months now. I can't remember when it was fully, off the top of my head. But go and have a chat with your GP. Go and speak with him, her, and take it step by step. Don't jump into nothing massive. Don't read past the online test that you did, because it could not be. It could be wrong. Don't read into it too much. That's fully understandable as well. You're going to be worried about the kids, but You've got people here to support you. You've got Go Pink. Have a chat with your family and friends. Just sit them down one day, a couple at a time or one at a time, just have a chat and say, look, this is how I feel. And as nicely as I can put it and as bluntly, if they don't want to help you, it's not your problem. That's theirs. Don't want social services getting involved. It's bipolar. There is hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people out there who suffer with bipolar who have kids, Chrissy. Social services aren't going to get involved in every single one of them. And it's nothing, you can't help it. If that comes out that you have bipolar, there's nothing you can do about that. It's an illness. There's nothing we can do to stop it. It's how we look forward. And Natalie Marshall, that is the comment of the live. If you have a mental illness, doesn't mean you can't parent. Very true. That is amazing comment. I have bipolar, mood disorder, depression and anxiety. Still got my daughter in the living room. She's still here with me on every other weekend that she sees me. You know, there was times when I would lock myself away and not do things with her, but still, I was still there for her. I was still a parent, you know. So let's cover the last section on this bit. Some bit of good news. Chrissy, anytime, and yes, well said, Natalie. So the good news section of this live, I guess. Good news is that any other health issues, depression can get better. We shouldn't feel ashamed or weak by getting some support. Do not please feel ashamed or weak or useless or anything like that. If you are sat now or going to be watching this live thinking, I need help, reach out. We just need to find the right things, the right thing to say, to speak about it clearly with parents, family, friends or colleagues or even us. After all, it's about helping them and understanding and letting them know it's a process. That's all it is. It's a process just to move forward to being out of your dark moments. We all have dark moments. The team, we have dark moments. We need time ourselves to readjust as well. We've been working tirelessly over the past 2 to 3 weeks and it's catching up with me and Rihanna because Riona's just got herself better after not feeling well and now I'm dumping down to not feeling well, but it's how we control it. We crack on, we're still there for you. We don't go and hide yourself away and say, you know, well, Dazza, take over messages, you know, we're having a few days off. Nah, it's not what we're here to do. We're here every day, as much as we can, every single day. And also I need to stress a little bit on probably 2 o'clock in the morning onwards until 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I understand, and the whole team understand that people are suffering, you know, they're suffering, they need help, they need to speak to us. What we don't want is you messaging the page at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, reaching out to us and not getting a response and thinking that we're ignoring you, but we're not. Honestly, we are not ignoring you. As soon as one of the team wakes up, because as you can understand, we're not 24-hour active as yet. We are wanting to push to be 24-hour manned on the Go Pink site. 1 second, guys. 1 minute, Lily, I'm nearly done. Lily, 1 minute. Sorry about that. So we're not 24 hours, but we do want to go 24 hours. We do want to put that into the planning process. So please, 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 just try and wait for that response. As soon as I wake up in the morning, whether it be 7:30 to go to work or 8:30 this morning, I picked up the phone and responded to a message from someone that reached out during the night. That, like I say, we're not 24-hour manned. It's hard at the moment trying to deal and respond to messages late on at night because we need to sleep as well. I understand people suffer from anxiety and not being able to sleep on a night time. That's why we want to push the 24 hours and have somebody there to respond to messages during the night when you do reach out and need that help. But we're there for you all day, every day. Night time's a little bit harder, but please just be patient. Just hang in there and, yeah, one of us wakes up through the night. If I'm on a night time and I've got work, my medication helps me sleep anyway, so I tend to be sparkled anyway. But Dazza normally wakes up during night. Rihanna normally wakes up during night, and they'll pick up the messages if, they wake up. There's always going to be somebody there at some point during the night. It might not be straight away though. So please don't get downhearted or upset or think we're not here for you, because we are. And we're not going nowhere. Things will get better. Go Pink will get bigger and bigger, and we'll be there to support you even more than what we can now. The new centre's opening very soon. I can't confirm a time or a place as yet, because I haven't had that phone call yet. But as soon as I have that phone call, yeah, we do have that response Wendy, but people like to, or is it Wend, or I don't know, Wend, one of them. But people like to see Rihanna, myself, or Dazza messaging back within a decent time frame, but at night time we just can't do that because we're sleeping. Me and Dazza's got work, Rihanna's got 4 kids. It's hard on a night time. So, but things will get better with the response during the night because we are hoping to go 24 hours. So, I've had you now for 22 minutes, yabbling, but it's been a positive live with, I hope, a few tips that can help you and maybe help you go in that direction to reach out to your friends and family, or even us. Somebody put another H in my name, but I'll let you all off, I suppose. But yeah, hopefully 5 tips on how you can approach depression to your friends and family. I hope it's helped. If you do need to speak, or if you do want to go through some of the tips that I've just done, or you want a little bit more advice that I can try to give you. I'm not trained, by the way, so I can't give you full on advice that a doctor would give you, because I'm not covered to do that. I can just advise possible steps and ways that myself may help you, that I've gone through. There will be more lives coming up. Yeah, management meeting at 1, so we're going to go a few more things today. And the next live, I'm going to research this quite a lot more because I am fairly trained on it, but I want to make sure that I know. But the next live that I'm going to do is going to be on autism and ways that you can try and help your child or whoever is suffering with autism into a routine, the ways that routine affects people, what it does to them. But I'm going to research it a little bit more so I can be more in depth and cover it a lot better and help a lot more. So if you do know anyone that's suffering with autism or a carer of autism that you think may need help, send them our way. Get them to follow their lives and keep a lookout. I will put a note, a post on a page when I'm going to be doing the live, because it could be quite a long one, so be ready for that one. I will try to do it on a night time, probably after the 6 o'clock live, so people's got more time, and it's going to be a big one. So I'm going to start planning that one get some notes ready, get myself ready for that one, because that's going to be a massive one. There's going to be a lot of information to take in on that one. But I feel it needs to be done. I feel it has to be done because we've had a couple of people coming forward that are struggling for children with autism, and they can't do it. They need help. Hopefully, the live that I do is going to help. Antony, I work with autistic. I've done 4 years with adults with learning disabilities, challenging behaviour, and a few of them did suffer with autism, but very, very, very strong autism, to the point where one part of the routine was broke. It turned out into physical violence towards the carers. So I've quite a vast amount of experience in autism and challenging behaviours, and I want to get it out there of my experiences and how we dealt with it as a team of carers as well, which is a massive thing. It's quite hard. Yeah, and Dazza will be covering a live about drug use and the effects it has, long term and short term. I think the boss can also cover autism if anyone wants to reach out if they're struggling. She's trained very highly on autism and challenging behaviour. And then we'll have the usual 6 o'clock lives. Excuse me, do apologise for that, very rude. We'll still be on the usual 6 o'clock lives. I won't be able to watch the drug one, too much pain. All I can is suggest on that one, Chris, is try and watch until you cannot watch no more. Battling depression and anxiety is about pushing yourself not too far, but at steps. Even if you could only watch 2 minutes. 2 minutes of it. That's a step. Things are always going to come up in everyday life, and it's how we deal with it and how we move forward from that. Now, if you could sit and watch that live without getting upset, then you've achieved a massive thing. Please don't think that I'm saying, watch it, you must watch it. It's going to help you. Things will get better. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to help you push yourself that way to going up and get away from these dark moments, and help you. So if you can't, that's fully understandable. But please, if you do need to speak, message the page. I think Dazza said he was gonna ring you or speak with you after the live. Yeah. Dazza has been through a lot with drug use. I know he won't mind me saying this and speaking about it or anything like that. I know he won't have that problem. But he's been there, and as the saying goes, he's been there, he's got the t-shirt, he's worn it, but then he's thrown that t-shirt in the bin, and he's battled through it, and look at him now. He's gone from strength to strength massively. An amazing guy to speak with, Dazza, if you need some support, and he'll always be there. It is going to be hard, Chris, I understand that, and if you feel like you really can't watch it, the live's there for you to watch later on when you feel like you can. The good thing with the live saving is you don't need to be watching it live. It's always there. Now we have the YouTube channel as well. The lives get posted on the YouTube channel for you to go back and watch as well. So if you've not had a click on the YouTube channel, it's still fairly new at building. I'm on with it at the moment, adding things to it. But take a look. I posted the link last night, so it'll be a couple of posts down. Hit that subscribe button, and then you'll know. There's a few videos on there that I've liked as well, from the World Mental Organisation. A good one to watch is the one about the black dog with depression. That is an amazing video to watch, and so true, and you'll enjoy to watch that one. It's a good one. So right, I'm going to go now, guys. Have some time with my little one before the management meeting. I hope it's been a good live for you. I'm not 100% if Riona's live later on. We may do a little a little live with the management team and let you know what we've come up with, if we can release anything, or if we're going to keep it a secret for now. If not, have a brilliant day, please. If you need to message us, and remember, you're not alone. Good afternoon, good bless.